understand here, that I hope that every student has that experience once in their life of having some idea that is central to their being, that they hold central to everything they think is true about the world, proved to be wrong.
Well, common sense, of course, comes from what was necessary for our brains to survive in the Pleistocene of Africa. So they had to survive. They had to know how to catch a buffalo and how to find a waterhole and how to climb a tree when being pursued by a lion or something, which means that you have to understand about the physics of sort of large solid objects bumping into each other in the way that large solid objects do. There was no cause to understand the weird behavior of tiny particles, quanta, and no cause to understand the weird way in which things behave when they travel at nearly the speed of light. So our brains were never shaped by natural selection to understand either quantum mechanics, the theory of the very small, or relativity, the theory of the very fast. And so no wonder our common sense can't do it. And it's actually an astonishing compliment to the human brain that at least some humans are capable of understanding.
No, it is really remarkable that we've been able to get as far as we can, because no one can intuitively understand quantum mechanics. I mean, I wrote a book about Richard Feynman, and he used to talk about quantum computing, and he said, I hope we can build quantum computers, because maybe then I'll understand quantum mechanics, and he developed it. But you hit on another point. Our brains not only didn't evolve to understand those aspects of the universe that it couldn't experience directly, but another aspect of the universe that it can't experience directly is long time.
Absolutely.
And I think that's another reason why evolution is such a hard concept, because we just see we have a slice of 100 years.
We can do seconds, minutes, hours, days, years, centuries, even millennia we have trouble with. I mean, when we think back to the Babylonians, the Egyptians, you think of this mysterious mists of ancient history. It's only a second ago by geological standards. And you cannot grasp the immensity of time that is 100 million years, or even the time since Homo erectus developed fire about a 1.5 million years ago. Even that is beyond our intuitive comprehension.
You know, it really hit home for me recently, my own intuitive sort of misunderstanding. It's really hard to think about long time, but there was a film recently, we screened it at my Origins project by Werner Herzog called Cave of Forgotten Dreams, which is about a cave with beautiful, beautiful artistic renderings. It's about 35,000 years old, some of it. And what's fascinating to me, and it really hit to me, okay, I can think back 35,000 years is a long time, but some of these drawings, you can carbon date them, they were touched up continuously over a period of 5,000 years. Now think about that. 5,000 years from, if you go back from now, it takes us back to before, to the ancient Egyptians.
50 centuries.
50 centuries, but they were continuously living in or inhabiting that cave and touching up those same drawings for 5,000 years. So that comparison for me really made it. And I often think that, and you've used these comparisons, that the only way we could try and explain these things to ourselves as well as others is to relate it to things we understand. Relating how ridiculous a 6,000-year-old Earth is by comparing, as I think you've used and other people have used, measuring the distance across the United States and saying it's what?
8 yards.
8 yards, exactly. And so it's really important, I think, that when we talk about science, we try and relate it to things we can have some intuitive grasp for, because these concepts